Yo, what's up guys? So I got an Imperialdramon deck profile here for the BT8 format. I've been testing this out a little bit, and it is running pretty well. This deck is really explosive, really fast-paced. If you like the Vmon line, if you just like swinging at your opponent's security multiple times and not really caring about anything else, well, this is probably the deck for you. So let's go ahead and get started. So of course, playing all the new BT8 support as well as the starter deck stuff. So let's just start with the Digi-Eggs and the rookies here. So the Digi-Egg, I'm just playing straight up for Demi Vmon. I think Upamon's also good, but I think you're trying to maximize your combo in this deck, which is basically go like Demi Vmon on a Vmon on XV, like turn 2, play a Stingmon, swing the jamming XV into security, go Imperialdramon, swing, Imperialdramon to follow it up. I think that's like your bread and butter play, and that's kind of what you're aiming for every single time. So to help with that, this card is just the most consistent draw card, is the best one. Good with the jamming Vmon, Vmon, Imperialdramon of course resets it so you can use it multiple times in a turn. So overall, I like this one a lot, just keeping 4 of that. And then for the Vmons, just playing 2 of the jamming one. This one's honestly like not as good in this deck as it is in the Armor Rush deck. It's really good in that deck. Probably play 4 in that deck, but in the Imperialdramon build specifically, you kind of just want to wait until you can get into an Vmon. If you're swinging this first turn, it's only really good to follow it up with a Davis or something, maybe a Lydramon, but realistically, this isn't really one you want to see all the time. And then we're also playing the Inherited Vmons here. These are the ones you kind of want to always Digivolve on your egg. I think probably the best one is the starter deck one, where it says if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, trigger, draw 1. Of course, that's not once per turn, so being able to swing multiple times and fill up your hand really quickly is really crazy. My friends and I were doing the math a little bit, and I think with your main combo, you're drawing close to 8 cards off of a single turn, because you're abusing this multiple times, you're abusing Demi Vmon twice, you're drawing 2 off of the Stingmon, and of course off of Digivolution as well. So this guy, I think you want to see him as early as possible, and then of course this one just gains you the memory anytime you unsuspend. Of course, really only relevant with Imperialdramon. So these are the ones you want to really evolve on them. You've of course got your Surgers here. I'm not sure which one I like better. I'd probably say I like the on play reveal top 3 and add a free Vmon better, because this searches essentially everything in the deck. Free is the attribute here right in the middle, so this is all the Vmons, all the Vmon, Stingmon, Armors, as well as the DNA Digivolution Mons and the Megas here. So the other one is good because it reveals top 4, and it searches dual colored cards, which is cool, but that only includes Lydramon, your big guys here, but I can also search Davis plus Ken, so that's kind of cool. But regardless, I think you need this search of Vmons in some capacity. They're just nice to play off of your hand for a 3 cost. And then for the champions here, of course, playing 2 Lobomon just to go for game. This guy's just going to slap on your Tamers here just to finish out game. So this is another really good card to draw into with your draw 8 combo, of course. And then probably your best champion here is the EX1 X Vmon. This guy, of course, the main effect is jamming. So being able to just swing to your opponent's security early, and of course being able to unsuspend, go into the Imperialdramon, and then swing 2 more times with jamming because of his inherited. While this Digimon is Imperialdramon or free in its traits, it gains jamming. So this guy is just foolproof, saves all of your guys from dying by battle. Of course, doesn't save them from option cards and tamer effects and stuff like that, but of course this is really what you're trying to get to turn 1. And then of course the other one here is Stingmon. So this guy is really good for his main effect, because if you've got a blue Digimon in play, you reduce the memory cost to play this card from your hand by 1, so making him a 3 cost is really important, because most of the times you are starting with 3 because of Davis. So then you can play this without passing turn, go into a Imperialdramon, of course, or any other Digivolution cards like Dino Beat as well. So this guy's really good. And then of course the when attacking, if you've got a blue Digimon in play, trigger draw 1 is not once per turn, so if you're swinging multiple times with your Imperialdramon, you can draw 2 off of that. Pretty nice if you ask me. And then Lydramon here is cool for a couple of reasons, probably the best one being he is a dual green and blue. So of course the new Digivolution, DNA Digivolution Digimon like Imperialdramon and Dynabemon need both a blue and a green champion to DNA Digivolve them. So of course you're playing an equal copy, equal amount of Vmon and Stingmon. Lobomon, you're not really trying to Digivolve him, you're just trying to hold him in your hand until you're trying to go for game, so I'm not counting that in the total. But of course Lydramon can count for either or, so if you're missing missing a color, this can fill that void. And then of course being able to have a Digimon that just, you know, a little bit of board control there is always relevant. And then the armor purge effect is pretty strong this format as well, just being able to protect him by battle or card effect from whenever he would be deleted. Now we've got our boss monsters of the deck. The Imperialdramon here is your main DNA Digivolution Mon here. Don't let Imperialdramon fool you. While he is a really, really powerful card, he's really supplemental to your Imperialdramon combo. So this guy is a DNA Digivolve, blue plus green level 4. What that means is you need one blue level 4 and one green level 4. You stack them on top of each other, left color on top of right color, and then you pay 0, and then of course you draw that, and then you unsuspend the Digimon because all status conditions are reset. So of course it can attack immediately. It's unaffected by any previous status conditions like DP boost or you know, security tech minus, stuff like that that the previous Digimon had on them. And then if this Digimon is DNA Digivolve, you can bottom deck a 6000 DP or lower Digimon, which is really relevant. Of course, again, in this meta, just being able to bottom deck stuff is nice, but of course, being able to bottom deck stuff like a Gatomon or a Mechanori or just any other problematic level 4s, including some level 5s as well. Magna Angemon is that 6000 threshold. So this is just a really, really powerful removal option. And then when attacking once per turn, you get to unsuspend this Digimon. And like I was talking about before, if you've got the XVmon underneath him, that gives him jamming. So that's your kind of main combo there, is to just swing with this guy first, play Stingmon, DNA Digivolve to Imperialdramon, bottom deck something, swing 2 more times, and then follow it up with an Imperialdramon Dragon mode. And this guy, oh boy, this guy's crazy. When Digivolving, you may play a level 4 or lower blue and green Digimon cards without paying their cost from one of your sources. So you basically get to follow up your crazy Imperialdramon play, Digivolve into Imperialdramon, put a 12,000 body on field, and simultaneously bring back out your XVmon Stingmon to be able to set up for another DNA Digivolution the following turn, or even that turn if you've got enough memory. Maybe if you've like Hammer Spark gone to 4, you can Digivolve this, go down to 0. So lots of crazy opportunities there. And then the other DNA Digivolution Digimon here is, we'll try saying that 3 times fast, is Dino Beamon here is a little bit of a lesser powerhouse than Imperialdramon, but he's definitely still useful. When DNA Digivolving, you can suspend something, or you just suspend something on Digivolve, but if you DNA Digivolve, it doesn't unsuspend during the next unsuspend phase. So this can save you some games, being able to just have that mini puppet mon effect and preventing your opponent's Digimon from unsuspending. Also really useful against blockers, but just being another DNA mon is really, really relevant. And then for the megas here, like I talked about Dragon mode of a little bit earlier, but Imperialdramon Fighter mode is another powerhouse in his own right. So you can Digivolve him on top of Dragon mode. That comes up a little bit for a 2 cost, so a little bit of a way to reduce your you know, memory management there. And then when Digivolving, you can return one opponent's Digimon when 10,000 or less DP to its owner's hand. So that's a really, really nice removal just on Digivolve. You don't even have to like pay anything aside for his Digivolution cost, and which is of course reduced if you evolve him on Dragon mode. So that's really nice. Just being able to remove a big guy is really important. And then once per turn, when attacking, if a blue card is underneath him, you get to unsuspend one of your Digimon, which can include himself. And then if a green card is underneath him, you get to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So you not only get to have a really powerful removal card on Digivolve, but then whenever you attack with him, you basically get to swing twice with a 13,000 monster and then suspend one of your opponent's other Digimon. So you can like swing, effect, unsuspend, and then effect, suspend another Digimon, and then swing at the opponent's Digimon that you just suspended. So a lot of really cool, you know, board control elements that you still have in this deck. And now for the option cards and tamers, of course, one of the reasons that blue is so strong is because you've got access to the absolutely broken cards like Ice Wall, being able to make your opponent's Digimon gain lose 2 memory, and then of course Hammer Spark, being able to extend your plays, just not paying anything, and just gaining free memory is really important. Megadeth, probably one of the best removal cards in the game. Just being able to, for a 5 cost, bounce any Digimon to its hand, being able to suspend something, and then, you know, probably bounce that same thing, but of course the utility there. Maybe if you've started at 5 memory, you can suspend a blocker and bounce like another blocker or something. But anyway, so Megadeth just really, really powerful in security, and main is really powerful, of course, as well, but you do need to have that blue-green requirement on field, which isn't too terribly difficult to do in this deck because you're playing so many dual colors, monsters, as well as your tamers here. So, of course, 3 copies of Davis here. here is really, really broken in this deck because it's almost always a +2 because the dual color Digimon can count as either a blue or green. So if you reveal like 2 blue colors, like if you reveal a Dino B Imperialdramon, you get both to your hand, or if you reveal like Lobomon Imperialdramon Fighter Mode, you get both to your hand. So it's really, really powerful. Davis just keeps getting better. And then for the dual tamer here, we got Davis plus Ken. So start of your main phase is a really interesting effect. So just keep in mind, it's not like the past dual tamers where it was like at the start of your turn. This is like past your breeding phase. So if you bring out a like Dino B or something into your main area for your breeding phase, and then start of your main phase, it counts that Dino B as the blue-green Digimon, so you get to gain 2 in that scenario. So being able to gain memory is always, of course, nice, but then the real effect here is when one of your Digimon digivolves to a dual-colored, you may suspend this Digimon to unsuspend that, suspend this tamer to unsuspend that Digimon. So, of course, the DNA digivolving Digimon will always unsuspend when you like DNA digivolve them, but occasionally if you have an awkward hand or something, you just like hard digivolve one of these for 4, you can unsuspend, being able to get another swing there. Or if you digivolve into like a Lydramon or something, after swinging with say like a jamming Vmon, you can unsuspend it and then swing over an opponent's Digimon. So really cool utility there, but of course mainly for the memory gauge and that utility of swinging multiple times. So guys, that's going to be the list. I'll probably have a video link down in the description about like this deck in action, because this deck is actually bonkers, guys. This deck is crazy. If you guys thought we had fast decks in the meta before, man, Digimon's power creep is actually insane. But guys, that's going to be the video. Hopefully you enjoyed this deck list. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on the list. Potential other techs I was thinking about include stuff like Chimeramon. I know in Armor Purge, my Armor Purge video, lots of people were talking about Chimeramon here as a possible Jogris level 5 you can play, which is just really, really good for getting another swing in and making a really big stack. Following it up with something like an Imperialdramon is really nice. So this is a potential tech option as well. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.